Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of BRI-ANIME Mondays. Every other Monday, but still a Monday. I had to do the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I had to make a ship from different fandoms. Here's what I did. I took a character from one anime, and I paired them up with the character from a different anime, and I had to create a whole new ship. This was the hardest thing I ever had to do, because the people I picked, they're already in ships. And choosing an entirely new character that's different than their one true pairing is the hardest thing I've ever had to do. So I only did 4. So I made these ships, and I have reasonings behind my ship, so let's get started. This was recommended to me from Tumblr by a user called a motherfucking Jedi. That was awesome. Thank you. Without further ado, here are my ships. So the first ship I created is Sanji from One Piece and Temari from Naruto, and Naruto Shippuden and Gaiden and all of them. Now, the reason I chose these two together, obviously they're both in their own ships. Sanji and Nami, I fucking love them together, oh my god. And Temari and Shikamaru, my OTP. Shikamaru is my favorite person, my favorite anime character alive. The reason I chose these two together is Sanji, we all know how Sanji is. He's the cook and he's a big flirt, but he's more than that. He's a badass, and he will die for his crew, and he protects his crew and he protects his friends. He's amazing. He's a genuine person. Just the one downfall is that he's super flirtatious and pervy and sleazy, but I feel like Temari would snap him out of that and show us the Sanji we all love, the Sanji that will die for his crew. And so Temari, she's not going to take any of his shit. I feel like she'll tame him and be like, no, you don't need to do all that. Just protect me from this fucking big ass fucking tailed beast, I guess, and then we'll talk. He will help her like become more happy and more easygoing, and she'll help him mellow down and bring out the best part of themselves, because whenever Temari smiles, in his rarity, it's beautiful and it's amazing. And whenever Sanji is super badass and protects his friends and just it's awesome. And he's a cook, and Temari, I'm guessing, she loves food, so she'll eat everything that he cooks, and she'll appreciate it because that's how Temari is. So that is my first ship. I'm gonna call this ship Sanjmari. That sounds horrible, but I'm gonna keep that, Sanjmari. Please tag me in your fan art for this. Please, thank you. Alright, next ship I created. The next ship I created is Lucy Harphelia from Fairy Tail and Jean from Ruby. It took me a while to make this one. I picked Lucy first because I can't decide between Natsu and Loki for who she needs to belong with. So I'm like, I'll make a new one. I'm just scourging the internet, looking at all these anime characters, and then I come across a picture of Jean and Pyrrha. They're obviously perfect for each other, but for some reason, John stuck out for Lucy. They're both quirky and funny, and they both are still learning how to fight. They're perfecting their art, and they're not perfect, but they're getting there, and they're driven, and they're devoted. And I feel like them two, like, training together, I feel like they can create some sort of connection. This is where fanfiction start, right here. But yeah, I feel like if they were ever to meet and like share their stories and like, oh yeah, no, I'm training to be the best member, he wants to be a better swordsman and she wants to be a better gate wielder shit, and so I feel like they want to get better together, so they'll hype each other up, and then when they're training, they'll fall in love with each other. Ship done. I'm gonna call this ship John Lu. That is the stupidest ship ever, but it's probably still better than Sanjmari. Next ship. I'm taking off this beanie, I look weird. This ship's kind of fucked up. So this next ship I made, it's another Naruto ship, but it's with someone else. I'm shipping Sasuke from Naruto with Mikasa from Attack on Titan. I made this ship also kind of based on the Lucy-John ship. Both their families are dead, like they're the last of their kind. Like he's the last Uchida, she's the last Asian. They both want to avenge their family. I feel like this would be very therapeutic for each other, you know? Because they're both on this rant of like, no one understands me. Well, now there's another person that understands you. I feel like they'll both take the sticks out of their asses and be good for each other. Because let's face it, as much as I love Sasuke and Sakura together, she doesn't get it. But I feel like Mikasa can, because she's been through it. She's the exact same thing. She watched her family die and like all this, like just I feel like this would be very therapeutic for them, and in that they'll find peace and like release and maybe love, you know. It's a really fucked up ship, I guess. But they're like holding hands and avenging their families together. Because they're both also really skilled fighters and really badass, so they are at par with each other, I think. Personally, that's just a personal opinion. I'm gonna call the ship Sasuke-miku. That's... Sure, Sasuke-miku. whatever. My last ship that I had to make was actually really hard. I was scouring the internet looking at all these pictures of all these different anime characters, and I found one of Soul and Maka, OTPs for life, and I started thinking about the flaws in their relationship. While Maka can like tame Soul, it takes Maka at least 3 to 4 times for him to finally be like, okay, I'll listen to you. So I was thinking, what person can make Soul listen the first time? Toka from Tokyo Ghoul. She doesn't take shit from nobody, and I feel like I've made all these pairings to better the characters, you know what I mean? But I love Soul and Maka so much, which pains me to make this ship because they are literally made for each other, right? Like, made for each other. But the one flaw is like, when Maka tells Soul to do something, he won't listen the first few times you say it. It's only after she's like crying and stuff that he'll be like, okay, I'll do it. Whereas Toka, if you don't listen to her the first time, she's gonna kick your ass. Maka's a good fighter, but she uses Soul as a weapon. So without Soul, she can't really tame Soul, you know what I mean? So with Toka, she can literally kick your ass by herself. She doesn't need you. Yeah, I feel like they'd be a good ship where like, she can tame him down. She can tame down his cool boy attitude. She takes shit from no one. I feel like they'd be good together. I'm gonna call this ship Solka. I need to come up with better names. That is it for my swap ships segment thing. Thank you for watching this BRI-ANIME episode. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any ships that you combined or made on your own from 2 different fandoms, please comment them down below. I know a lot of you don't really like ships, but this is fandom reactions, and when there's a fandom, there's a ship, and I'm gonna make one, as you just seen. It was actually really hard, but yes, thank you all so much, and I'll see you in the next BRI-ANIME.